real fantasy. You could say a little, or you could say a lot. Dreams are what you ask for, real is what you got. Take a few shots with a queen on the line, a rose in the middle with love on the side. It's all a vibe tonight. It's all a vibe tonight. Make sure you tune in tonight.
Real Fantasy Podcast.
Yo, 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 it's your girl, Victoria Rosa, coming back with season 4. Did you miss me? Because I missed me a little bit. Tonight, we got a special guest. My first guest of the season, y'all. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
So, my name is Alexis. I got 2 kids, a 7 and an 8-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Opelika, Alabama.
Alabama?
Yeah.
That's where they just had that big ass brawl at?
Yeah, that's Montgomery. That's like 30 minutes away from Alabama.
Yeah. I would have paid to be out there.
I know, right? That's what I said. But yeah.
What you do? Give us a little taste of what you do.
I guess I could say I'm a content creator. Uh-huh. I'm like getting the feel of it. I'm putting my toes in the water. Basically seeing like how I want to build like my online presence. Yeah. So I'm just testing it out. I work full time for Prisma Health.
What you do there?
I schedule the new patients.
Okay.
Yeah, for the upstate and the Midlands. So yeah.
Long hours?
Nah, I work 8:30 to 5. But I'm more passionate about like creating content.
And you can make money off of that.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's more on the lines of what I want to do. So
So tell us a little bit, what brought you to Greenville, South Carolina?
Okay. So in short, I just kind of picked.
Any, meeny, miny, mo?
Any, meeny, miny, mo. And I really think somehow God had his hands in it, I think, because of how it turned out. Like, I feel like maybe he gave me the thought and I thought it was mine. But when I was ready to go, I just got on YouTube, searched up South Carolina.
You like that?
Seen this area. I picked based off like a hotel. I was like, this hotel looks really nice.
Oh, shit.
Because, I mean, I didn't have no job, nowhere to stay, no nothing. So we had to stay at a hotel. Starting off, I was like, this hotel look really nice. This is where we're going.
So what hotel was it?
It was it's gone now. I can't think. Was it the Country Inn?
Where at?
Down the street from where we stay.
I can't, I don't know.
I would tell you, but I'm low-key like, I wouldn't say I'm running, but I don't want everybody to know.
No, I got you. I got you.
So, but it's down the street from where we stay. But it's not there no more. Like, they took the sign. They're supposed to be turning them into, like, some luxury apartments. Yeah.
That's what they're doing down here. I'm telling you, about 6 years ago, Greenville just started booming.
Like, for real.
And I'm like, take y'all asses back the way y'all came from, because y'all making my rent too high.
You're making my rent too high. For real. Like,
just go back home.
Yeah. Especially, like, downtown. But I work Greenville Memorial.
Yeah.
Over there, all this change. You can tell it used to be the hood, but you can tell it's changing real fast. Yeah.
But see, Thorn,
they want them blacks out of there.
Thornblade is over there by the hospital, too, so I think they're trying to restructure all of that to make it fit, you know. But I know, I watch a YouTube. You gotta give us the story of what happened when you came down here.
Okay, so basically, like, you want to know how to why I came,
the why and how.
Okay, so why, in short, because God told me to. Like, I just finally listened to him. He had been telling me to just go, just leave. And I think it was because my growth had to happen apart from, like, my parents, everybody I knew. I was also in a toxic relationship. And so one day we had got into it real bad. And, like, he came through the kid's window.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like, and as I'm at the police department, it's like, this the last time. I'm not going to keep going through this. I'm not going to keep going through the same cycle. And I was really ready to heal for real.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think they understood that I was ready to heal. So my mindset was already changing. My perspective was already changing. Everybody around me was the exact same.
Yeah.
It sounded like whatever happened, just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I knew it was going to turn out like
how you wanted it, because you already, once you set your mind to it, and that's what you're going to do, you make it happen and it happens.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, but I want to hear the other story. You know what story I want to hear.
When I stole my mama's car.
Yeah.
Okay, so I stole it, but I didn't steal it. Mm-hmm. That's just a hook for TikTok. But okay, so she gave it to me. She didn't give it to me, but she was like, hey, so you can get around. Yeah. For you and the boys, you can use my car. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, she said it was to help us. This would help us. So I packed the car up with what can fit, and we just left. And she had another car, so I knew she wouldn't miss it. I knew she was gonna be okay. But yeah.
So I want to get into something. It might be a little personal. Mm-hmm. Are the kids still in contact with their dad?
Yeah, we talked to him. Just learning to like get back comfortable with him and trust him. He's not a bad guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He
sometimes just had bad moments.
Yeah, and he was dealt a really bad set of hands. I feel like he got a really good heart. Yeah. But sometimes life just
keeps you in the ass.
Yeah, it can really taint who you really are, who you're supposed to be. And so I couldn't let the fact that he couldn't see his worth or his purpose stop us. So I had to make the best decision for my kids, even if that meant like you can't be around them for a while, because ultimately it's about them. But they talk on the phone with them, and I don't know, I'm coming to a place where I want to start co-parenting. Yeah. So hopefully that go good.
So with you moving down here, that made you a single mom.
Yeah.
Was it hard, or was it what you expected? Like, how is it being a single mom?
It's hard. It's very difficult, but I'm built for it. Like, he was around, but as far as like being a parent, what it takes to be a parent, it was always me. And it's like when nobody keeping my kids, I couldn't go and drop my kids off with my mom. It's been me since my oldest is 8, and so this I'm used to this. And because I have a relationship with God and I believe in God, I don't feel the full weight of it. So it might like break most people or be a lot for most. It's really not.
It's for not. Me. I know you got 2 boys. Mm-hmm. How do you teach them how to be men with you being a woman?
And that's what they did. I always say, like, you can't teach them how to be a man. I don't try to. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I can't. Yeah. I teach them how to be decent human beings. Yeah. And then I feel like the man stuff, it kind of come with it. Because, like, even at 7 and 8, you can already see they have very masculine characteristics. Yeah. Some stuff just is in you. They're going to grow to be men. And I feel like me teaching them how to be good people and God-fearing. And that's just, it don't matter what God you believe in, a man who has a relationship with God is going to be a decent man, I feel like. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll just come with it. And hopefully, we can co-parent. He get himself together. And if he got some stuff he want to teach him, it'll go from there.
Now, I heard you say God-fearing. Can you help me understand what that means in your eyes?
God-fearing for me is just being aware that there is a God. I'm aware of his presence. I'm aware of how he wants me to carry myself. And because I respect him, because I love him, I'm going to carry myself in that way. But it's not like a trembling fear. I'm scared just because he is so loving. So even if I do like mess up, maybe I tell a lie, maybe I get mad and I cuss you out, it ain't like he gonna like punish me or damn me to hell. And so it's just, like I said, being knowledgeable about his existence. Like, he is just me knowing he is real. And I gotta carry myself a certain way. That's for me.
Which I get that. I understand that. So, like, do you and your sons, do y'all get together and like read the Bible together? Do y'all have Bible time?
Yeah, we'll read the Bible. I'll bring it up, and it's what I do. So like I'm in the routine of it. I'm a read the Bible. I'm a pray. So watching me, they kind of just naturally do it.
Yeah.
And then me taking them and moving them to another state away from everybody, us experiencing homelessness. So they watch me and my faith and what happens as a result of my faith.
Yeah.
And so they naturally just like, oh, it gotta be a guy. It gotta be somebody that she's talking about. But I also don't push them. They're kids. So like if I'm reading and they want to watch the TV right now, then they can go watch the TV right now. But we do read the Bible.
I know me and you had a conversation on the way up here, and I was talking about, are you a Christian? And I know you're like, what the hell is a Christian? It's only one. You know, you have the ones that like, no, but you have the ones that are actually humans and still live life. You asked me, I told you I don't really go to church because I'm more of a spiritual person. Going to church, you know how you were younger, I used to be forced to go to church with my dad, and I'd sit here and like, no. And then as I got older, I started tapping into different religions, like I was telling you about Muslims and all of that. So I don't want to say I'm not a Christian,
right?
But I do believe there is a higher power,
right?
And I do believe we have something within us. Because I feel like we, as I said in our car, we are an image of God. So we have God within ourselves. And God is love. Love is love. So, yeah, that was a good title. So I want to say this quote.
Okay.
And I know you be on TikTok.
Yeah.
I be on TikTok. And I listen to, like, the motivational speakers. You know how they have that, like, robotic voice and all of that, and they read to you. So this is one of the quote, and I want you to tell me your interpretation of it.
Okay.
Make no friendships with an angry man. With a furious man, do not lust and learn the way of a net soul. A quick-tempered man act foolish, and a man of wicked intent is hated. He who is slow with wrath and great with understanding, but he who is impulsive exalts foolery and wrath, and is known once to be prudent to a man covered with shame. A man who isolates himself and seeks in his own desire his rage against the wise judgment. He who's slow with anger is better with mighty, and he who rules the spirit will take the city far. So what's your interpretation of it?
I don't know. I would say like it's describing two different men, like an impulsive, angry man. He's probably going to come to ruin. Probably ain't got many friends.
Right.
Nobody want to be around him. You shouldn't want to be around him because he probably ain't got too much to lose. That's why he's impulsive. And then the one who is slow to anger, who's slow to wrath, who thinks things through, I guess he the one with the friends and who people want to hang around him, be around him. He makes good decisions, that type of thing.
And I think it is, with this quote, to me personally, is saying how a young person becomes to a wiser man.
Wow, I did not get that.
See, you know how young people will just act off impulse, like you said, and just so quick to do something. But a wise person or a wise man, a wise woman, come to an understanding. They listen before they speak, and they don't react to foolishness, and they won't allow nobody to overcome or make them angry because they got to understand that, look, this person is still set in their foolish ways, and like you said, God protect the foolish. I'm not. We're going to get an understanding and try to help you get an understanding for you to become a wiser man. But I like that quote, so I had to say that. Yes. Well, I want to, hospitals. You work in a hospital. So this is perfect because I was going to talk about this. Have you ever, which I know you can't talk about a specific person, but have you ever encountered an issue where something bad has happened due to staff? No?
No.
Princeton's pretty good, though. I think we got a good hospital. You don't think so? St. Francis is good, too. I like St. Francis. So, in Pennsylvania, it was this doctor who injected a woman. She was doing like a regular examination on a woman, looking at her fallopian tubes and her ovaries. And she was supposed to have been cleaning her out with saline, but ended up injecting her with acid that kills genital warts. So you know that's only supposed to be on the outside. She ended up putting it in the inside of the woman. The woman had to go to a burn unit because it damn near
messed up.
Like, at what instance do you think doctors should be held accountable for things like that and like automatically go to jail?
Yeah, she should have automatically.
Her name was Allison Bloom, the doctor that did it.
And what was do we know the patient's name?
No, I didn't get the patient's name.
Okay.
I didn't want to say the patient's name, but how does that happen? How does that happen? How do you get saline and acid mixed up together?
How do you?
I don't know. That's what I want to know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if it was carelessness or if it was done purposely. I don't know. I just really want to know the patient's name. Like,
I don't know.
Did they have a picture of her?
No, it was more of a little article I was reading about the whole situation.
I think I would be able to put more in on it if I seen pictures.
Even with
of the doctor.
I seen a press conference about a woman going in labor, and she ended up having a baby. Did you see this one?
The one where they just decapitated the baby head.
What kind of shit is that? How does that even happen? How do people even sit there and try to cover up something like that and just?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why a lot of black people are scared when it comes to healthcare, because they know and they understand that a lot of times they're not going to get cared for properly. That's why they request black doctors. How many black doctors are there though? Like, I know the hospital I work for,
it's not many.
They slim, and you get a lot of black people calling like, I want a black doctor.
Can't get it.
You wait the next year.
I can say this though, because I've been born and raised here. Our health system is a little bit different than a lot of places that I heard.
Yeah.
I feel like they do take care of us. I feel like they do right by us. Yeah. But a lot of places you hear these stories, which I never experienced, they don't care about minorities. And I hate to take it race. Let me take that back, because I'm not going to say that. They don't care for people who has Medicaid.
Yeah, who ain't got no. Yeah, I agree with that.
And how is that fair when you took
a
moral oath to protect the people that you're serving? That's even with police officers. I don't understand how that happened. That just.
Yeah, I think that's with anything, that they don't care about you if you don't got status, if you don't got money, if you can't pay. Because I mean, if you could pay for a good doctor, I feel like they would treat you right.
Like, oh, that's where the money comes.
I don't care if you black. I don't care what. I'm gonna treat you right just because you have money. But I do think still minorities get treated differently, just overall. And maybe not here, but
do you see it here?
Because I'm not in. Like, I work at the hospital, but the backside where I'm just scheduling patients.
Yeah.
So I hear stuff about it, or people feeling like they weren't treated fairly. But because, like, you see how I brought up race off the bat when we started talking about healthcare, because people are bringing it up and talking about it, I think a lot of times people just assume because I'm black, they didn't take care of me, or because I'm black.
But don't you have patients? Do you have Caucasian patients? So it's all around the board. I think it's more with the money, where the money coming from. If you got Medicaid, you get pushed to the back burner. Yeah. If you,
but here they do, like, and they could do this everywhere, but it's the first time I heard it. They calling it concierge type of thing, where like you pay $1,500 a month to be seen. And so, like, if you got any kind of insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross Blue Shield, they're not gonna see you unless you pay $1,500.
Oh, I ain't never heard of that. But who can afford that?
That's why a lot of them call, and like their doctors are dropping them immediately. Like, if you can't afford the $1,500, then go find care elsewhere. If you need medications refilled, oh well, type of thing. And that is all races that's experiencing it if they ain't got that 15.
Oh, that's crazy. That is a fucking house note.
No, for real.
Like,
literally.
This must be an upscale doctor. Like, because we have a lot of people down here with money, too.
I noticed that. Yeah. I was trying, like, when I first got here, that's another reason why I liked it, because you can tell it's money somewhere.
It's just it's here. They walk around in regular clothes. It ain't too much.
They real secretive too. But I also felt like it was like blacks and whites, and like it's real diverse.
It is
here. People with money.
Yeah, it is.
Being here helped me to love white people.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So back home, was you around a lot of white
and I
people?
think that's the problem. I wasn't around a lot of white people. I seen mostly black. I grew up around black, and I heard what other people said about white people.
Yeah.
But when I got here, I'm like, they pretty nice. Mm-hmm. They pretty all right.
Like, how you doing, ma'am?
No, and I feel like they really mean it because you have some white people that they don't like you for real. Like, they gonna put on the nice little face. Mm-hmm. These white people like us here. I feel like I ain't never ran into I feel like they was being racist or nothing.
No, I love. That's what I was telling my boyfriend. He's from a small town called Prosperity, so he grew up in the country. But I never really experienced any kind of racial thing. Only thing that I ever experienced was in high school, and a white guy was like, "Oh my God, I wish I could make you my girlfriend, but my dad would kill me." And, you know, like that's the only racist thing that I really ever experienced.
Yeah.
So
they ain't like that. I went to high school in a little smaller town like that. It's called Vincent, Harpersville, Alabama. They was like that. Their grandparents didn't want them dating blacks. Like, I actually heard somebody grandparent called one of the black boys and was like calling them all kind of porch monkeys. Wow. Like going off on them.
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Goodness gracious. Well, you know, like, South Carolina is a great place to stay, even though, you know, we consider the Bible Belt as well.
Oh, really? Yeah. I can kind of tell.
With Georgia and all that. Do you got a home church that you go to down here?
No. I've tried a church.
Which one?
What is it called? I don't remember. It was in Spartanburg.
I was going to say, did you try Relentless? With
you
Pastor Gray?
I was going to go to Relentless because Relentless helped me when I was homeless. Mm-hmm. Like, I met this lady in a barbershop. And when I was homeless, I didn't appear homeless. I would get up, go in the bathroom, wash my face, do my hair. My kids going to look presentable. But we was in a barbershop, and I was talking to this lady. And I seen she had on, like, her little white coat or whatever. And so I realized that she had her own practice. So I'm like, you need somebody to come work for you, anything like that. And so because she knew my story and I had just got here, she was trying to find work for me. So she found out we stayed in the car, whatever. That's the church she go to. Mm-hmm. She called them, and that same night they came and got us, put us up in a hotel. Mm-hmm. That was for that night. Then they got us a week. Then they gave us $300. So that was very helpful. So I was going to go to that church. Amazing. Yeah, So I want to double back. How long did you stay in your car before you actually found somewhere to live? So, like, we were probably homeless for like 5 months of us being here. And so when we was first here, we was door dashing. So we could, like, make money for a room and then maybe spend a couple of nights in the car. And it just got really expensive. So towards the end, it got expensive. DoorDash stopped letting us DoorDash because we didn't have no red card. And they wouldn't send us another one. Like, we were trying to get them sent to hotels. We couldn't. And so we couldn't DoorDash. So we would then get rooms when we had the money, or when, like, the child tax credit to come in or somebody else send it. So that's when we did the most of our stretch, like, towards the end, like, probably around a month or two. And then, but we didn't stay, like, maybe, like, we'll do a week and then we'll get a room. And then we got a place.
That's amazing that you still, like, stood strong and had, like, the faith that you have to go through something like that. And don't call me weird. I never experienced or had an encounter with anybody that had to stay outside of the coast. So I mad respect to you. Yeah, and the thing about it, I just knew what God said, and, like, I think that's most important. Like, I know God told me to do that. And so I don't know why we homeless. I do know why we homeless. I came here with no money, no job, and no plan. You bound to be homeless. Mm-hmm. But it was easier doing it. Like, I had my days, but it was easier doing it knowing that I ain't just pick up and be like, oh, well, I'm going to move to another. God told me. So that means
he gonna do something about this. Like, you brought me here, so I know something gonna work out.
Right. That's hella faith. I listen. Round of applause for that one. Do you mind if we get in something a little bit more personal?
No, I don't mind.
Okay. Did you ever experience any like childhood traumas? I would say, but I have this thing where I invalidate my childhood trauma because I feel like you have people who were molested, you have people who watch somebody kill themselves, watch somebody die. So sometimes I be feeling like I ain't really go through nothing too tough, but I still did experience childhood trauma, stuff that hurt me, stuff that I'm still healing from now, like me and my relationship with my parents, not having a dad, so like that. But I just be feeling like that ain't a big of a deal, even though it is. And with childhood trauma, how like you said, it still affects you now. How do it affect you now? How does it affect you in a negative way, and also how does it affect you in a positive way? It
does affect me in a negative way. The negative is like, if I had to give you an example, like with my TikTok, sometimes I'm just like really motivated and I feel like I'm doing what God's telling me to do and I can speak strongly and boldly. And then other times, because of how I was raised, because that love really wasn't there, because nobody was pouring into me and affirming me, I go back into my shell and be like, don't nobody want to hear me talk. I really ain't got too much to talk about. And I don't feel valuable because that wasn't poured into me. I understand now that it wasn't poured into me because nobody poured it into my mama. My mama didn't have
pour
it.
From an empty cup.
You can't. And I know now that my mama, she loved me. She loved her kids. And she did the best that she can. But it's
what she had to give. But
it still, it affects me. I used to not be able to speak up for myself. I didn't want to talk out of fear of sounding dumb, or because I'm in my head telling myself like, you dumb, sound like you stupid, you just sit over here in the corner and don't you say a word. And so it affects me, but I'm just fighting back now. So I would say a positive way, it affected me. I spent time with myself, like, so I know my strengths because I was all like, I went into myself out of feeling invaluable. I know what my strengths are. I know where my creativity lies. I know what God wants to use. And so I guess that's the positive in it.
It is. That is a positive in it. So I know, like, I guess the new term is childhood trauma. We call it generational curse. So have you broken that generational curse with your kids? Do you pour into them?
Yeah. And you know what? I was so close to not breaking it. Like, when I was going through, I used to be really depressed. And so what I would do, and what I would do was I stayed with my grandma because I used to take care of my grandma. I would always shut them out the room. Like, I used to let them tear my grandma's house up because I would shut them out the room. I would go to the car and, like, smoke blacks because I was just trying to find some kind of peace. I was trying to find somewhere to run. And being a parent, you got to be present. And I didn't want to be present. And so one day I'm sitting in the car. I used to struggle with prayer too. But I tried with what I had to talk to God. And he showed me that you are doing the exact same thing. You're shutting them out because you're depressed. So after I realized that, I started to affirm. It's like an everyday thing.
Yeah.
Like,
you grow, you learn, you understand. Oh, yeah, that's a whole topic for me. I could talk a whole 2 hours about what broke me. And, you know, it's different. It comes in different forms, and depression and thinking about committing suicide. And that's a heavy weight that you're wearing yourself. And you fight through it. You get through it. Absolutely. So I want to ask you this too. With you being a single mom with 2 sons, what are you going to advise your sons when they start dating? What kind of advice are you going to give them?
I be having to give them advice now because they be trying to be like their daddy, but I don't know. I would say
like their daddy. Hold up.
Multiple women. Like, they want to talk to multiple different girls. And my son, Jake, he be like, well, daddy do it. He told me the other day, something, yeah, daddy had 7 girlfriends. He only got 6 now because you ain't no sucker. So, I would definitely encourage them to be with one person. I would encourage them not to date based off of, because I mean, I can try as hard as I can to stop them from going through trauma and stop them from going through stuff, but I can't help how they interpret it in their minds.
Right.
Because have you ever seen somebody who it looked like they had it made growing up? 2-parent household, money, support. They be the most depressed people.
Yeah.
You can't help what happens in their mind. And so I would express to them not to date out of that trauma, because a lot of people are just dating out of
being related to trauma.
Yeah, they don't love each other at all.
Oh, we got something in common. They hurt you, they hurt me too. Oh, I love you.
That
happened a lot.
And I hate that, and that's why I don't really date. This I think that's the biggest one. I tell them I put that at the top of the list.
But how they supposed to be able to know the difference between that?
I feel like people feel it. I feel like you kind of know that you
not
love
when
that
you
person
in
like
it.
that person. You don't think so?
Because in the beginning, since y'all have so much in common, y'all relate so much that y'all dive into each other so much. Mm-hmm. So what your perception is, oh, I love this because this person can relate to me. I love it. So you in love, but once one person start healing and the other one is still stuck where they at, that's when they realize, unless they grow together, and that's when you realize, okay, we were good. Mm-hmm. We went through this time, and now it's time to separate.
But for me, though, like, I dated my baby daddy out of trauma. Most of the people I talked to, most of the people I claim to love, loved them out of trauma. But with my baby daddy, I knew for a fact that wasn't it. I grew to love him. I made myself love him in that way. But I knew the whole time, like, I don't have real feelings for. I didn't even feel nothing. Like, that's the thing. I don't know at what point I got numb. So I was just mimicking what I thought love looked like, what I thought relationship looked like, and I knew it. I was just like,
so have you ever been in love? Can you say you don't know? Can you say, have you ever experienced that, like, full body?
Yeah. I try to, like, talk myself out of it. Like, nah, I wasn't in no love. I was. I think I put my trauma on it. Like, in the way that I did love, but I feel like I truly love that person. I truly still love that person. Yeah, I'm probably still a little
in love.
Yeah.
You missed that? You want to spin the block?
I don't know, cause we never go together.
Oh, well, see.
Yeah,
I know that from a personal point of view, because the relationship I'm in now, we started off as friends. Like, I would call, like, hey, yo, this person, this. And he would just give me advice. And, like, eventually, like, I would tell my best friend at the time, I was like, I'm in love with him.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, crazy. I love you.
That was my situation, except my friend, he was like,
In the beginning, he was like, man, hush, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, for real. Mm-hmm. So, I made myself available. I kind of, stayed in the middle.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
Yeah, it wasn't my situation, but I was definitely like my best friend.
And your best friend could be your soulmate.
I don't think so. He said he don't.
Could be your soulmate, not saying that
he ain't. I like when it's mutual.
It's absolutely.
Nah, at first when I was still, because I didn't heal a lot. I still got a lot of healing to do. But at first, I was okay with being in a relationship in my head with him, and he not being in one with me.
Say what now? Say what? How does that happen?
I don't know. It's that trauma thing. Like, I really created like a stronghold in my mind, like a full-blown relationship for years.
Because what you were saying, like, you didn't feel like you received love from your mama, so that's how you love, because you knew your mama loved you, so you love. I could understand it.
That's what I mean when I say I put my trauma on it.
I can understand that. So, with that being said, as your sons get older, what kind of women you gonna tell him to tell them to stay away from?
I would say women who are unaware. Women who unaware of themselves, like don't understand life, their actions, how their actions can affect people.
Someone that's selfish, inconsiderate, and don't care about nobody but themselves.
Yeah,
that's selfish.
And I think, like, you know, they don't know, but that's what they doing. And I don't know, women are powerful. Boy, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I don't want them to get wrapped up in nobody who don't understand, don't know what they doing, and then they suck out behind it. Yeah,
that's understandable. My kids ain't dating. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding.
How many kids you got?
I got two girls.
I've never seen them.
2 girls. They don't go outside much because they're just like, oh, we don't know who to play with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have 2 babies. Not babies. I have a 13-year-old and I have a 10-year-old.
I didn't know that. I guess I don't come outside either. Just
you know, that's what black people do. They just stay in the house and mind their business.
Because you know they be having like events at the leasing office.
Absolutely not. I'm going to stay in the house. Give me a glass of wine or a shot of tequila. I'll go ahead and stay in the house and cuddle up with my man and my girls.
What kind of tequila you drink?
Casamigos. I like 1800.
Okay, yeah. You like the good tequila.
I like it, yeah. The agave. And then I might drink some Hennessy.
Agave, which one is that? Is that
that's
the Jose Cuervo? Oh, no.
It's the 100% tequila.
Oh, okay.
Ain't
what the
agave
bottle
white?
Look like? I think so.
Yeah, I'm going to have to show you when I pull up on phone, but I like it.
You drink Jose Cuervo?
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. I wouldn't either. I would, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, if it was that time and like, okay, I need a shot, I might take it. I might take anything at that point. Yeah.
It got to be a ratchet fun night for it to be.
Get some Hennessy now. I like Hennessy.
You drink Hennessy shots or you mix it?
I'm a shot girl.
With Hennessy?
Shot girl with anything.
How many shots of Hennessy you take?
Ooh. Don't get me the line. I am a borderline alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
Don't take that to heart.
You drinking shots of Hennessy?
Yeah. Well, that's what we do down south.
Do you get aggressive? Does it make you violent?
No, you know they say Hennessy make you want to get out your pants.
Oh.
I'm going to take them pints off.
What about the tequila?
Tequila makes me want to party.
Yeah.
I'm not a aggressive drunk. I am more of an emotional drunk. If it's anything, I'm like, well, why you doing that? Well, why you was getting like? I'm an emotional person, so it exude. I cry about everything. People don't know that about me, but I am a cry baby.
Me too. I'm a cry when I go home.
Why? I
already scheduled it. I don't know. Today was just a day.
You know, and that goes to what I was telling you today. I'm big on energies. I'm big on. It was something had me by the chokehold today, and I said, I felt myself getting irritated, and I said, you know, not today, Satan. Let me go ahead and woosah. I'm not gonna bring this negative energy home. I'm gonna leave it in the parking lot at work. Yeah, I felt it too, but I changed it when I came in the house. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna let it take over me. Yeah. But don't cry.
No, I got to let it out. Crying is good. Crying feels good.
It does.
I started crying at work. I was in there by myself, so I'm like,
you don't know what was it an event that happened this day that caused it years ago?
I think what it is I'm extremely uncomfortable in my position, and I'm making strides and I'm doing better than I've ever done, but I want more, and so I'm constantly in my head about it. I'm constantly like, I'm tired of making do. You know, I want to live a life in abundance, and I know life in abundance is mine.
So sometimes I just abundance in life, are you meaning in financially? Everything. Yeah. But
finance, that's at the top of the list. That's like number 2.5 for me.
What's number 1?
I want to have an abundance of joy.
That's what I want. If I could strive to be happy and that's all I had, and I can give happiness to other people, I would take that.
Me too, and not have to pay bills though. Like if we could take the bills off the table, and then I would settle for just
Happiness,
joy
yeah.
and love, joy and love.
The essentials to life is having to pay bills, but yeah, if I could just give love and receive love and give it out and be happy, I would take that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just live kumbaya.
Yeah, that's the most important thing to me.
I don't want you to cry though.
Why not? You gonna cry?
I do cry.
Yeah, I might not. This might help me not to cry.
See, what I do is, and you do need to let it out because you have to release that energy. You can't have it holding up in you because if it stays up in you, it causes an atomic bomb. You can explode, act irrational. So you do have to let that energy out. Me, you gonna do some yoga.
I don't do yoga.
You must listen.
I can't.
Your body is built up on energy.
Can we work out together?
And you don't want to include yoga and stretching?
I do believe that those are
Rituals.
They're worship to the Hindu gods and goddesses.
No, it's okay. So, in order to worship something, you have to believe in it. So, if it's your intention is not to believe in it, it's believed to release energy because everybody has a positive and negative energy charge within itself that has to be released if two negative and positive interact with each other. Now, they do have some that you can worship.
Right. Yeah.
But I understand.
Can I release in prayer? Is prayer the same thing? Is the release?
We want it to flow through your body. So we'll just stretch.
Stretch. I can stretch. I need to stretch.
How about we'll stretch and then we'll work out. Okay. And then we'll release it.
I'm for real. We can do that. We can definitely stretch.
But I have read that and I have seen things. But you got to think a lot of stuff that we do on a daily basis, it is rituals to different gods.
I think a lot of the stuff we do, a lot of the stuff we consume, a lot of the things we support. But once I find out about it, like once the Holy Spirit made me aware of it, I ain't doing it.
While we on this topic, let me get here. This Beyonce concert. So you hear a lot of stuff that say that it's a ritual and she's a devil. I don't believe that. But do you?
Yeah. So, I believe because she said, I don't necessarily just believe that. I don't know. Because she said that she worships other gods, other goddesses. She said in her song, so she's not hiding it. I don't know. It's I don't know what
you're
the name
talking about.
It is.
The intro of that Lemonade when she did the movie with it, the video.
She said something about Oshun, like Oshun energy in one of her songs. Can you Google it? Oh, you got your phone? She said it, and so I take her at her word. So
what artists that you listen to? What artists do you listen to?
So right now I've limited my secular music. First it was everybody. At first I liked, what's the rapper name? Finesse 2 Times. I hate that I had to put him away.
What happened with him?
He cussed and he.
Oh, I cuss a lot too.
That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But if you cuss, I'm not gonna cuss. But if I'm listening to the music and I'm in that zone, you know what I'm saying? And I do believe in letting that into your soul. I think that's the only problem. Like your listening is what you're letting in.
What if I tell you a lot of things in the Bible are cursing rituals?
What you mean by that?
Like drinking the blood of God. That's a ritual. Eating the flesh of Christ, the crackers and wine.
Yeah, that do sound like a ritual to me. Yeah.
It is a ritual, and some of the Bible verses are rituals. So, what's the difference between that and then?
Now, this
help me understand, because
I'm ignorant towards that. But if I had to guess, I would guess because it's towards the God that I believe in. I don't know. Sis. That's the only thing I can think of. When it comes to stuff like that, I'm not really big on and so that's why I like to if I'm having a conversation with somebody who don't believe the way that I believe, and their whole intent is not to prove me wrong, and my whole intent is not to prove them wrong.
It's just to get an understanding
then,
of it.
I love those kind of conversations because I just started reading my Bible. You You know, and there's a lot of Christians. There's a lot of people who believe in God. Yeah. They don't read. I started reading in January. Now I really started reading last year, but I was still like smoking weed, getting high. I was kind of doing both.
Both, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then when I like had a real experience with him, and like it's like his presence, it just falls on you. Like if you ain't never felt love before, when it fall on you, you feel it.
Yeah.
And so like I'm still smoking at this time. I leave church and I'm like, I need to go get me a Bible. I stopped smoking. Like, cause when you really like love somebody, if we just think about like a regular relationship, when you really love them and you realize that you in love with them, certain stuff you just not gonna do.
Absolutely.
You just gonna, I'm gonna be faithful to you.
Absolutely.
If I had a few sneaky links, now that I'm in love with you, what they gonna get? They gonna get cut off.
Yeah, because this you belong to me. We together now, baby. Yeah.
And so it's one of them things. So I don't really know about like the ins and outs of it. So I just started learning more about him.
But again, that's it too. A lot of things is how people interpret it that too. So I always been taught if you don't believe in it, it's not gonna affect you. Even like with voodoo. If you don't believe in voodoo, then they say it can't affect you.
Yeah, and I don't know. I know that nothing can't affect me just because I have the blood. So
yeah.
It can't touch me.
Yeah.
But I think it's more so
of tainting.
Yeah, and like picking your side. Like God calls you to. You gotta pick a side. I mean, if you want to like do other stuff and have other guys that dibble and dabble here, or be because
God is a vengeful God, right?
What you mean by that? Like
the Bible says it.
Like vengeful against.
If you
like
don't
if
pick a
I
side.
go out, I don't know.
Doesn't the Bible say that? Or maybe because again, I don't read the Bible as much, but doesn't it say that?
I've read that vengeance is His,
and okay, so
but I don't think that's towards like people who don't pick a side, because He love people all day long. They be in the middle, like you see the people that like on Friday and Saturday they they drink, they really, and I'm not saying nothing against them because God loves them. Like when I was getting lit, I was still the apple of His eye. He didn't like. He didn't like my sin. He hates my sin.
You my child, I'm gonna take care of you.
But that's my dad. He loved me still. But I'm saying like the ones who they lit on Friday and Saturday and on Sunday, it's like God really be blessing me, like, and He loved them, and they be in between. And so he ain't just gonna be vengeful towards them. And I think He'll call them eventually. He probably already calling them, but then at some point they'll be like, okay. After they get hurt enough, like after the world beat you down enough, and you realize that stuff not really that fun. It's more than likely a distraction. Then they be like, okay, God, let me see what you're talking about, and He still love you. I wouldn't do that if somebody put me last.
I feel like that's what a mother is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or a parent.
Yeah. Think about it. When mothers they get pregnant and realize they're pregnant, especially, you smoking and drinking, you're going to quit. Because you have to, this little human being is inside of you now. It's love. Yeah.
It's love. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's real, like real raw love. Yeah.
Yes. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast, and we're going to end this thing with love. Peace and harmony, and a little tequila on the side. Let me stop. Can you tell them where they can find you at?
They can definitely find me on TikTok. Peace by Peace is spelled PEACE. And then I don't know if I think I spelled by out, so BY and then PIECE.
Pull it up so you can know. Make sure we give them the right name. And
yeah, we gotta get it right.
I know on your TikTok, y'all, she's viral on TikTok. Make sure y'all go follow her.
Yeah,
she's
follow
funny.
me.
She give you the word, and she give you realness as well. And I'm inspired about with your story. It's amazing to me that you were able to get over everything and still be in the place that you are now. That's just amazing to me.
Yeah, it's one E, so it's peace, spelled like PEACE, by BYPIECE and then 2 underscores.
So make sure, is that the only platform you have?
Well, I got others, but I'm still building. I was like, I've only been focused on TikTok right now, but I'm about to try to focus on all of them. At least post like on Reels, on Instagram, and stuff like that. But yeah, TikTok for now, for sure.
Make sure y'all go follow her. She has an amazing story. And I like your facial. I like it when you do your facials and you in the mirror talking. I feel like, okay, yes, I love that. Yeah. Are you gonna come back and visit me? You'll be a guest again on the podcast.
Yeah, I was a little shocked when we first started out.
Why?
Probably because I didn't know what to expect. How much of the front part is gonna play? Like, how much of the beginning when the music started? And I'm just sitting there like,
oh, because I was dancing. We'll get that together.
Can you get me out of the dancing part? Like, you look like you know what you're doing. Cut me out that part and get me in the part where I warm up.
But again, thank you guys for tuning in to Real Fantasy Podcast, and it's your girl
Victoria Rosa,
and we'll see you next week on
Real Fantasy Podcast.
You could say a little, or you could say a lot. Dreams are what you ask for, real is what you got. Take a few shots with a queen on the line, a rose in the middle, with love on the side. It's all a vibe tonight. It's all a vibe tonight. Make sure you tune in tonight.
Real Fantasy Podcast.